I'm here with the Director for Disaster Emergency Relief Services in Orangeburg County, Mr. Billy Staley. Billy, tell us about today's efforts and tell us about your involvement during the entire course of the disaster, if you will.
We've been involved in the disaster since before the disaster hit. We actually spun up operations in our office and responded and assisted the county and organized a response through the whole event. Today's event is very much needed. We're glad to see the governor bring it to Orangeburg County. As you can see from the turnout from the public, all the essential items they need should be here. More importantly, all the essential points of contact that they need should be here. All the agencies that can reach out and help them deal with the disaster are in this room today.
How does it make you feel to see all this going on?
Oh, it's overwhelming. It's a beautiful sight to see this many people come out and one request the assistance that they need, and more so to see this many people come together to bring it to them.
Tell us what's going on and tell us how you feel about the response that you're getting from the people in terms of what they're receiving.
This is a great event here today. These Team South Carolina events have been so far co-located with our disaster recovery centers. We've had a disaster recovery center here. I don't remember exactly when it opened, but it's a place where those that have been impacted by this historic flooding event can come get answers to their questions if they've
It's been about a week or so.
It might be about a week. They can get answers to their questions that they have about their cases if they've registered with FEMA, or if they haven't registered, they can come here and register as well.
What does the public need to know? What do we need to know?
The thing that they need to know the most is, one, if you have had any impact, any damages from this event, that you should register with FEMA at 1-800-621-3362. They can also go to disasterassistance.gov. The other thing that they really need to know is that they need to stay in touch with FEMA. They will get letters in the mail. Some of them may be denial letters, but sometimes that's just a piece of information that we need. Places like this, the Disaster Recovery Center, is where they can come get answers to those questions, appeal that case, provide us more information, so we can review it and see if they are eligible for any additional assistance from us.
One of the things I would imagine that's important is evidence, that a person would need evidence of their impactedness. Am I correct in that?
We do have to have documentation. So the first line is always your insurance company. So they need to contact their insurance agent, and then we will require some proof that they don't have duplicate coverage. So by law, we can't duplicate benefits from the insurance company. And then if they don't have coverage, then they may be eligible for some FEMA programs.
Yes, ma'am. Of course. You can come on in here if you could. Okay, we have the pleasure of having our governor, Nikki here with us in Orangeburg. You're always coming to our rescue. We appreciate so much of what you're doing. You're here. What do you think about the response to the work that you guys are doing?
This is why we're here. Is we don't think people need to go find what they need. We want to bring what they need to them. And so this is, one, a lot of assistance, whether it's the Housing Authority that will pay up to 24 months of rental fees or 24 months of mortgage. It's the Department of Insurance that helps you process your claims. It's FEMA, understanding that even if you have insurance, we need you to file anyway because they will still give you assistance. It's to our small business owners that need to understand, even if you have insurance, if you register with FEMA, the SBA will help pay for your damage, help pay for your housing costs. It's the Employment Workforce Division that lets small business owners file for unemployment, but also those that were out during the flood get unemployment so that they get the help they need. Not to mention the cleaning kits, the toiletry kits, the food kits, all of the other things. This is to lift people up, to get them to where they need to go, and then we'll go to the next phase, which is how do we rebuild. But all of that's about pulling people together, letting them know we're going to come to you, and that we're going to do it as a strong South Carolina.
With all the agencies that are represented, Governor, and the response you're getting from the people, how do you feel about it?
I love this. This is what makes South Carolina. This is people coming together. This is neighbors helping neighbors. This is everyone saying, I don't know who these other people are, but those are my brothers and sisters. And that's the way they see it. And if you were blessed, pay it forward and understand that there's people who've lost everything. And if you've lost everything, understand that you've got a group of South Carolinians that have your back.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Governor, how did the state's emergency systems perform during the storm?
It was great. It was what it did during the last two winter storms. It's what we know to do, which was we pre-positioned. We knew that when it wasn't the hurricane, we still saw this front coming. So everybody was placed where they needed to be. Team South Carolina stepped up. We did conference calls twice a day. Whether it was our law enforcement who went anywhere and everywhere to rescue people, or whether it was our National Guard who right now they're doing 130 projects around the state fixing local and county roads, to our South Carolina DOT, which right now has already opened up 60+% of our roads that were closed. It's everybody that has continued to work in a way that's flexible, but understood that it's about wells. We've got DHEC here. We're doing private well sample kits so that we can check it, no charge. It's vaccinations also to make sure that people are getting their tetanus shots. But from infrastructure, it was, how do we manage the rivers that were flowing downstream? How do we make sure we get the roads that are safe? When in doubt, we close them. So right now we're making sure they're safe for people to drive on. And then it's also just making sure utilities and all those kept working. So this has been a process, and every day there's a new set of challenges. But every day we're stepping up and making sure as Team South Carolina we're taking care of needs.
Governor, I want to thank you so much for what you're doing. We really appreciate everything you're doing.
Thank you. God bless South Carolina.
Thank you.
This is Harvey Elwood, New Perspectives Media, at the disaster relief site at the Orangeburg YMCA. And we want to thank you for tuning in and watching this important culmination of organizations coming together, assisting the citizens of Orangeburg County.